have this chat here that's going to be so exciting because we're going to talk to Dr. Turndorf about up-leveling our energy. Now, oftentimes with autoimmune, some of the things that come along with it is feeling a little punk, feeling a little low, maybe a little fatigue, but it also can get us down, I'll say sort of spiritually and emotionally too. It's like, oh gosh. Welcome, Dr. Jamie, to the show.
Hi, I'm so happy to be with you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so thrilled to see you, bringing us all that lovely tropical background there to bring more sunshine into. I'm up in the Pacific Northwest right now, and I've got my sweater on, so it's lovely to see.
I thought that's really great for everybody's immune system. Just see the tropics, feel the sun basking on you.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Now, one of the things, as I said in the introduction, it's really easy to kind of fall into that area where you wake up feeling slightly fatigued or whatever it's going on in your life that's physical, and just let it drag down your whole being. And I wanted to talk to you tonight about ways that even if we're feeling slightly physically, I'll use the word punk, how we can do other things that not only will change us internally, but also change the physical body, like externally as well.
Well, you know, I have become a magnesium missionary.
I love that, magnesium missionary.
That's a missionary position, right?
So explain, what's a magnesium missionary?
So, I mean, my life is so divinely guided that I follow where spirit takes me, right? And you know that for, decades, I was mainstream relationship shrink, Ask Dr. Love, syndicated radio show, Ask Dr. Love, books, website. And then you know that for almost 30 years, I was married to the love of my life, Jean Pin. Well, actually, he was known when he was a Jesuit priest as Emile Pin. And he and I were inseparable, crazy for each other. And the long story short is he left his body from a bee sting while we were on vacation in Italy.
Wow.
And the minute he left his body, I, this devoutly atheist doctor who didn't believe in God, the afterlife, nothing, he showed me that we don't die. We just leave our bodies. And he brought about a lot of healing in my life, emotionally, physically, spiritually. I needed to wait till he was out of his body in order for him to really reach me and heal me in a very profound way. Because when our loved ones in spirit are freed from the physical vessel of the human body, the energy of the soul essence is much easier to enter into our physical bodies. So he came to me, he showed me that reconnecting to our loved ones in spirit, who are one with God, and God is love, right? So reconnecting with our loved ones in spirit is our fast track to healing in mind, body, spirit, and emotion. And he said to me very early on, Jamie, let our love shine like a torch that lights the path for others. So I wrote my memoir of my reconnection with Jean. Hay House published it. It's called Love Never Dies, How to Reconnect and Make Peace with the Deceased, because I'm a shrink, right? And I've spent my whole professional life helping people heal the unfinished business that exists in our intimate relationships. And we know that relationship conflict is a massive immune suppressant. People with chronic relationship conflict have much shorter lifespans. So my first book, Kiss Your Fights Goodbye, that was my first sale.
I love that title.
Actually, I first published it under the title Till Death Do Us Part Unless I Kill You First. But so that was all about helping us resolve our conflicts with those on the earth plane, which really helps your immune system incredibly, because we know chronic relationship conflict, unresolved conflict weakens our immune system, damages the endothelial cells in our body, produces excess cortisol, which basically produces a shortened lifespan. So after Jean left his body, I brought my conflict resolution method to the world of after-death communication, and I began showing people how to resolve their lingering conflicts with those in spirit. Okay, so you see there's a thread here, right? And we're working on the immune system through the relationship. Okay, so long story short, my husband told me after he left his body he was going to send me a man. And he outlined who he was, younger, never married, no kids, the whole story. and he sends him. And it's like love at first sight for both of us, but it has a sad ending because the guy was a 4-time Afghanistan vet. And he was so broken and needed to hide in his cave. But in the process of this relationship with him, I started researching how to heal PTSD. Okay. And as I started researching, I discovered magnesium. But magnesium doesn't just cure PTSD, which, by the way, we all have some degree of, because all it takes is one stress in your de-formative years. That's a joke. All it takes is one stress, one physical illness, one accident, and your body excretes every bit of magnesium. All right. And you never recover. You never, ever recover. You can't, because the dose we would need to take orally to fix our depleted magnesium stores would cause diarrhea. So magnesium is necessary for 1,000 functions in the body. And most of the diseases we suffer are actually a magnesium deficiency in disguise. And there's a lot of research about this. NIH published research. I'm talking from everything to do with your neurological system, your endocrine system, your immune system requires magnesium. So I start using it on this guy and I see massive improvements. So now I become the magnesium missionary. Okay. So the long story short is he stops the magnesium and I am so heartbroken because, the free will, if you don't want to continue taking the magnesium, I mean, I can't give it to you in enema form, although maybe I could, but that's another story. Yeah. We're not forcing remedies on anyone. So I am so heartbroken that I move to Florida. And there I meet the national distributors of electromagnesium, which is transdermal magnesium, because this is how we get around the oral administration and the diarrhea, and we apply it on our skin. So I began incorporating magnesium into all my work, the transdermal magnesium in everything. And I was channeled a new energetic healing method called the energetic system upgrade. And this one, my husband will not leave me in peace. When I have to go in a different direction, I'm running my coaches training, the transdimensional grief resolution method, where I'm teaching coaches now how to help others reconnect and heal unfinished business. And we're in a Zoom meeting. And I had been asking my husband, how am I supposed to be shifting now? I feel there's some kind of energetic work I'm supposed to be doing. And we hear the computer. The voice says, "Excuse me, time for a system upgrade." The computer starts. Like, okay, I get it. Nobody's computer did it. Mine didn't do it. My husband plays these games. So he gave me the name Energetic System Upgrade. But I still didn't know magnesium was a part of it till I met with Sabina and Michael, the publishers of Masters of Health magazine and the U.S. distributors of Electra Magnesium. So now I incorporated the electromagnesium, and I don't even sell it. This is a true missionary. I'm Poe. I don't even sell this stuff. I don't sell it. I'm not a distributor. I just incorporated it into my work. And I just came back from 1440 Multiversity. I'm there for people. If you have, immune problems, physical problems, emotional conflicts with people you love, relationship problems, psychological impasses, I now begin every energetic system upgrade by putting this transdermal magnesium on the heart. It's like a paddle. It reboots our electrical system because remember, when people have heart attacks, they inject magnesium right in the heart.
Oh, that sounds terrible, though.
But it's the only way to reverse it because it's an electromagnetic pulsing machine. If you don't have enough magnesium, your heart doesn't work. But it also doesn't work for emotional interactions. And if you don't have enough magnesium, your whole immune system isn't working right. So that's like a real shortcut, fast track to really helping you. Because even if your magnesium is low, you're not interacting well, you're irritable, you're fighting, you're hyper emotional. That's all part of elevated low magnesium levels. So if your magnesium isn't right, your relationships aren't right, your immunity is down. So that was a long answer. That is my, my go-to for helping people. And it's like a charge, if you want. You use it and you get like an electrical charge where your body starts to fire correctly on a cellular level.
How do we know if we are low? I mean, we could say yes, yes, yes to some
Oh,
of the
wonderful
descriptions,
question.
but is there a blood test?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked that. So turns out most of us are living in a state of ignorance. We all think I'm not low because the serum blood tests, right, show that we have normal magnesium. It's not an accurate measure. Why? Because you need to have adequate magnesium in the blood for your heart to pump. If your serum is low, you have a heart attack. So what the body does is it pulls the magnesium from our muscles, our bones, our cells, our tissues, so that it's circulating in the bloodstream. So everybody looks like he or she is normal, but we're not. 80% of the population is deficient. You know, you might have fatigue, that's a classic symptom, fibromyalgia, autoimmune conditions, Parkinson's. These are all connected to low magnesium. Muscle cramps, restless leg, headache, all the things that I always thought were, just physical conditions. The mind and the body is one. And magnesium is the master mineral. So we are all deficient. We all have some degree of post-traumatic stress because we don't survive early life unscathed. Most of us come from pretty crazy families. I'm no exception. I talk about this in my memoir. So, and then again, if you're lucky to have survived your childhood, in terms of interactional craziness and dysfunctional relationships in the first family, well, accidents and illnesses get us too, and we deplete of magnesium. We're all deficient. I'm absolutely convinced of this.
How do you know if you have too much, though? I'm curious.
You can't have too much. The cells of the body, magnesium is the one thing you cannot overdose on. Because the way it works is your cells need to be saturated so that in the event you have an accident or an illness or a shock, your body can pull it from the cells. And our bodies store it in every cell. And when we take in what we need, it just goes right into the cells like a reserve, in the same way that you might hold sugar in reserve in your liver for when you need it in the event of a fight, flight, or stress reaction. And you asked, how can you test? There's a test called the EXA test, EXATEST.com, which is a cheek swab. It's like a DNA test that tells you what's going on a cellular level. And then you know.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We're down just to the last few minutes, Dr. Jamie. What final tips would you like to share? And then tell us all about how people can get a hold of you.
Well, in terms of your immune system, obviously you want to surround yourself in love yourself, have relationships that are loving, provide yourself the right biochemical nutrients to make sure your body functions properly so that your immunity is high and up. You're treating yourself and interacting in ways that keep your immunity up. I am absolutely all about that electromagnesium. As I said, I don't sell it, but you can find it on Amazon, amazon.com/Electra, ELEKTRA, magnesium. You can find me at AskDrLove.com. Join my mailing list there. Get a free excerpt of Love Never Dies. Listen to my radio show. I do a TV show as well. So you just become familiar with all the ways that we work to create a love lab in your life to keep your immunity up. Love is healing. Love is your immunity,
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Dr. Jamie, for being on the show. Everyone, that's Dr. Jamie Turndorf from AskDrLove.com. Be sure and join me here next week for another brand new episode of the Autoimmune Hour. Join us over at Facebook at understandingautoimmune.com and also on Instagram now. Everyone, as I said, have a great week. See you next week. Enjoy.
The information provided on the Autoimmune Hour, Understanding Autoimmune, and Life Interrupted Radio, including the websites understandingautoimmune.com and lifeinterruptedradio.com, plus social media, is for educational purposes only. What you read, hear, and see on the Autoimmune Hour, Understanding Autoimmune, and Life Interrupted Radio, and its websites, and other media outlets is based on experience only. The information should never be used for any legal, diagnostic, or treatment purposes. Always seek sound legal, medical, and or professional advice regarding any problems, conditions, and any of the recommendations you see, hear, or read here on the Autoimmune Hour, Understanding Autoimmune and Life Interrupted Radio.